A lot of times I find my inspiration just through like scrolling through random images. As I've progressed more in my artwork and like my abilities and talents, I'm looking for images that pop, that have a lot of color and vibrancy. Lately I've started doing a lot more, like I've do humans and like regular faces like that, and lately I've been finding I'm doing more like mutants and monsters and stuff like that. There's no reason in particular, it's just I like a challenge and I just like something different. But usually I just look for pictures that not necessarily speak to me, but that just pop and that people will notice and they'll know who the person is on the canvas.
So almost like you're trying to find your style in a sense.
Exactly.
And carve out that signature.
Exactly. And I think I'm coming into it a little bit, but I'm still searching, but I think I'm getting there.
Now you're definitely one of the most interesting people as far as what medium you choose to use. So what do you actually use? Because I still don't know. What materials do you use? I
I use felt.
Okay.
My artwork, I call them feltrits, which is the word that I came up with, which is felt and portrait. It's feltrits.
Okay.
But yeah, I use felt, and I came up with the idea in high school. Actually, it was very, very random. It was my junior year of high school. One of my friends was graduating, and I was just looking for a unique gift to get her. And I just happened to have some felt lying around at my house, so I was like, let me see if I can make her face out of this. And I had a picture of her, and I just was cutting it up, and I made her face. And it looks nothing like it looks now, but it was still a pretty good resemblance of her, and she loved it. So yeah, that's how the idea was born.
Nice. Now, is it all felt, or is it paint and felt, or?
Yeah, it's felt. Felt is the foundation of it. And I paint, like for example, like the hat. This is painted felt.
Okay.
This is painted felt. As far as the shading, I actually use eyeshadow for shading. But and then the background is just canvas and paint. So yeah, the foundations of it is felt. Like everything is basically built from felt. Like the jewelry on my Maasai warrior, all that is felt. It's just painted with acrylic.
Now, how do we go from the Maasai warrior to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Usually I do celebrities and recognizable figures, but I wanted to just do something different, which is one of the reasons why I have the Maasai warrior. Once again, I was just looking for just really like vibrant pictures, and I wanted to do just like a people of the world series. So I was looking at different National Geographic pictures, and I came across the Maasai warrior, and the picture just spoke to me because it was a beautiful picture, and it looked like it was going to be a challenge too, especially with all his jewelry and just everything he had on. But yeah, I just wanted to expand, go outside of what I normally do. So. And then of course I have Fresh Prince because I just like to take it back. I like to create a sense of nostalgia too with my artwork, and everybody that sees this knows exactly who it is. So yeah.
Now, what do you find challenges you the most in felt? What do you call it again? Feltrits. Feltrits, okay.
I would say it's different from like a painting or a drawing, because with the painting you can always paint over something. If you draw the nose too big, or if you draw the eye too big, if you're drawing you can always erase it. But with felt, each cut has to be precise, like precision. So I find that that's the difficulty, is really making sure that I'm cutting precisely, because if I don't, then I have to go back and reform the shape all over again with a different piece of felt. So that's definitely a challenge of mine, but I'm getting better at it. I'm learning just how to look at it and know what needs to be done. I kind of step back sometimes and just really take account of everything in place and just kind of go from there. But I'd say that's definitely a challenge. It's just cutting right, because if you see his jaw, like if I cut his jaw maybe like 1 more inch to the right, it probably would just throw the whole picture off. So it really has to be precise.
What kind of art were you doing before Feltrits?
Before Feltrits, I was just regular art, like drawing. I was never really a huge painter. I did it in school in my art classes, but it's not something I did, regularly at the house. So probably just, drawing and painting, just the regular stuff.
What do you get most out of your art personally?
Personally, it's just my sense of expression, because I'm out there. I'm very out. I'm sure you can tell by the time that you spent with me, and my art is out there. So it's just the way that I express myself. I'm different, and I just like to create something different. I like to entertain people and just show them things that they've never seen before. And when I'm doing my artwork, I just, like I put in a post yesterday, that's when I feel like I'm really connecting with my purpose and really connecting like with God through doing my artwork. Because honestly, I have no idea how I do this. No idea at all. Sometimes when I'm finished a piece, I have to step back and be like, how the heck did I do this? So I know it's something divine that's happening while I'm doing my artwork. And I also feel like God breathes life into my artwork when I'm finished. But yeah, it's my passion, and it's just something that I love doing. Like, I found myself on like a Friday night just at home in my pajamas watching Netflix and doing this, and there's like no other place I'd rather be. It's like I'm home, you know. It's like I'm like spiritually, I'm home, I'm there. So.
That's dope. I feel kind of the same way with the camera, you know. It's like I don't know how I do it, but you know, it just all comes together, you know.
Because like with me, like when I see a picture, sometimes if it's a picture that I haven't done before, if it's just something challenging, like, you know, someone at a different angle or a different like perspective, I have no idea how I'm gonna do it, but in my head I already have the final, you know, the final look for it. I already know how it's gonna look and felt, and it's a journey getting there, because, you know, like I might finish it, but it doesn't look like how it looks in my head. So I will work it. Like I'm a perfectionist, so I'll work it. I might even start over. I've done that. I've spent like 2-3 weeks on a piece, and I wasn't happy with like the final outcome, so I started over. It's just the perfectionist in me. Like it has to come out how it looks in my head.
Yep. I think it's a feeling that you're looking for. It's not more so a look. It's a feeling that you're looking for once you're finished.
Because when I know I captured someone, like you're right. It is a feeling. But it's a feeling deep down, like okay, I'm done. You know, I can leave and I can start on something else. So.
How did you find out about moving out to Atlanta?
Instagram. I think I saw a post about it, and of course I'm looking to get into every art show that I can get into. So I contacted Rome. Yeah, I contacted. I heard people call him Alan.
Alan Rose, same name.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, so I contacted him through Instagram and just expressed my interest in being in the show.
Nice. Now, have you ever tried yoga?
I think maybe once. Years ago, but it's definitely not something that I do regularly. I exercise regularly. I go to the gym. Honestly, I guess yoga never appealed to me that much because I'm flexible, but it always seemed like you have to be able to like take your leg and put it around your neck to do it, and that wasn't one of my talents. But you know, seeing other people just express themselves through it is definitely something that I would love to try in the future. It's very calming. You know, my brain is going like 5,000 miles a minute, so it looks like something that would probably benefit me, and that's something that I would definitely like to take advantage of in the future.
Cool. Now, I forgot what I was about to ask you. What was I about to say? Have you ever painted? Have you ever thought about creating a felt piece of yogis, or do you have that planned for the show?
I don't have that necessarily planned. The piece that I'm working on is not yoga themed at all. It's actually a Smeagol from Lord of the Rings. But to me, you know, it seemed like the theme of the show, it's yoga and art, but at the end of the day, yoga, it's a form of art, you know?
Yes.
So just any way that I can express myself, I think, you know, has to do with the theme of the show. Like I said, for shows, in the future, you know, it's definitely, I would be interested in creating, you know, a specific yoga themed piece for the show.
Okay. All right, the question came back to me too. Now, what difference do you see between yoga and working out?
It seems like working out, like the workouts that I do, you know, like treadmill and weights and stuff, your mind is more into it. You know, you got your music playing in the background, whatever you listen to, rap, punk rock, you know, it's all about that intensity. And yoga, it's intense in its own way, but it's more about clearing your mind and really centering yourself. And I think that's probably the difference of just the workouts that I do now versus what yoga is. So, you know, it's definitely something that I would like to try. Definitely a beginner, so I don't see myself, you know, hitting headstands or anything.
You never know.
I couldn't be natural. But, yeah, like I said, it's definitely something that I would like to try in the future.
Now, does your art have that same effect as far as clearing your mind, or is it mental?
It does. It's just, I don't have to think when I do my artwork. I mean, I have to think about how, you know, I'm gonna make this angle look right or this look right, but it's not like thinking like a cloudy, you know, like a clouded thinking, if that makes sense. It's kind of intuitive when I do my artwork. It's more so intuition, and it's knowing, just being able to look at the felt and looking at the picture and just knowing, you know, what the next step is going to be. So, and maybe yoga is like that too, you know, as far as going from one pose to the other. Like I've never done it before, but I can imagine it's probably like the same process. Very, very intuitive. So.
Cool. So, what is your name and where can we find your work?
My name is Simone Stanley. You can find my work on www.face2Felt.com, and you can catch me on Instagram at Face2Felt as well.
Cool.